Hey there, Miss Linda Hack. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Hi,
Hi,
Eric.
Mom.
Love you, babe.
He's going, hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hey, I was editing my novel, Eric, and intermittently the keyboard settings would change to Norsk Bokmål, Norwegian, or sometimes, and then to English, and then to Spanish. Was that you? Because you have to go into settings. It takes quite a bit.
He's saying nope.
Ooh, who was it then? Was it me? Just something like chicken drumstick fingers doing
Yeah, he's saying carelessness.
Okay. All right. God, I don't even know how to do that. But all right, here we go.
That's why he says it's carelessness. You don't realize that you've done it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm getting old. Okay, let's see. As I was telling Linda, I've been hooked to Gaia and the awesome series of documentaries they have. And one of the series is Ancient Civilizations. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. So I saw one about the Nazca lines that are on the surface, I think in Peru, but they've also discovered tunnels underneath. And apparently this tribe who has had almost no contact with other human beings, and certainly not civilized places, are called the Makushi. And they apparently have been given the title of guards. They need to guard the entrance into these tunnels. Can you tell me about that, Eric?
Okay, so the first thing he's giving me is petrographs. Petrographs?
Okay.
You know what a
Like
petrograph is?
hieroglyphics or something on.
Yeah, like that, a petrograph. And he's saying a lot of the, oh, he's going, Mom, a lot of the designs that you see on the surface of the earth are not unlike the designs that you see that have already been uncovered and will continue to be uncovered in earthly structures, meaning in not man-made structures, but earthly structures, things that, and yes, they're all alien. They come from a source other than a human being.
Okay.
Okay. And he's going, he's telling me to tell you, this is just such a narrow little graph between one and the other, meaning he makes me feel like it's almost like part human, part not human.
Who, the Makushi or the ones who design? It could be hybrids, you know.
That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting, is that this was all done for a purpose, and it was done for future, he's telling me future civilizations where we are now. Okay. Like where we are now. Although this stuff, he's telling me this stuff has been analyzed and scrutinized and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why he's telling me chemicalized. I don't know what that means.
Chemical analysis of things, I guess.
I guess, yeah. And over the years, and over many, many years and generations, he's saying, as well as generations. As far as the entrance entering into any type of a cave that might be beneath them, or tunnel, or whatever you want to call it, he goes, we're separating the tunnels of what they call dome from these tunnels. Which the dome tunnels were created purposely for governmental type things by the government.
Which government?
Many governments, depending on where we are.
Ah.
Okay, not just U.S. governments, but many governments. He's saying what you're talking about is an energy.
Okay.
Okay. So this guard that you're talking about, guarding, it's all on an energetic level.
Oh.
Okay. So I'm saying, okay, Eric, so what does that mean? Energetic level. So what happens if somebody tries to enter this thing? Right. No, he's saying it's a vibrational thing. It's a vibrational thing. He's saying if they have the right vibration, they can enter. If they don't have the right vibration, they can't enter. Why
Can they
does that
even
make a
see it?
difference? Huh?
Can they even see it if they don't have the portal? If they don't have the right vibration?
Oh, good question. Let me ask him if they can see it. He's telling me yes.
Okay. Well, so what do the surface lines, the Nazca, is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Uh,
I never heard of it until you sent it to me
yeah.
yesterday. I was like, what is this?
What
Right?
do they say? What's the meaning behind the way
Well,
they
he says just like the petrographs and the pentagraphs that you see that are made all over the
well, like the
world.
crop circles?
Yeah, like crop
Yeah.
circles and that kind of stuff. He goes, they're no different than that, Mom. They're all the same thing. It's to alert the current, hang on. It's to alert the current generations
Mm-hmm.
about past history.
So how can we interpret them? Is it some special code? The way
It's
the
kind
lines
of
fit?
like, again, he keeps going back to vibration. Some people will see a pentagram or crop circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll feel certain vibrations, physical vibrations. Another person might not feel anything. It's like going to where is it in the UK where they have all of the stones
Oh, the
sticking out?
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge. He says some people just look at that and it's a bunch of rocks sticking out of the ground, and other people actually have visions
Mm.
when they're near it, and they can see visions of past occurrences or even possibly future occurrences. It's all, so much of it is because of vibration, he's
Well,
saying.
it could be that these rocks facing each other almost are like tuning forks that create certain harmonic resonance or frequencies.
Right, that not all people are tuned to.
Then yes, okay. But when they
Okay,
are, then
that's when they can see past or future events when they're near it.
okay. Can they go through a portal? Does
He
it
makes
open
me
the
sound
portal?
like it's not really a portal,
Okay.
but it's like this whole subject has so much to do about the misunderstanding of our individual vibrations and frequencies. And this is part of, okay, I'm asking if he really wants to get off on this one because it could change our whole, yes, okay. So he's saying what's happening with what we call now light workers
Mm-hmm.
are these frequencies are joining together. The more and more people that have awakened and are awakening, the more connected we become with the same vibration.
Okay.
Okay, so
Well, what did the Nazca lines? What did they specifically say? Do not enter, or you guys are screwed. You know, we come from Mars. Take us to your leader. I mean, what?
what is he saying? He says it's not so much what they're saying as much as what they are enacting within us.
Okay. Oh, so it's an activation device?
Yes, like an activation device in tuning the vibrations of frequencies to all be aligned throughout the world, not just in one place, but throughout the world. Kind of, okay, he's saying, Mom, it's kind of like the grid.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like the grid. He says that's kind of what's, and he's showing me Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and he's showing me like lighthouses all over the Earth.
Okay.
And how as these lighthouses light up with more, the more joining of frequencies. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can see the beam of light connecting with another beam, and then
Oh,
another
yeah.
beam, and then another beam, so that
Mm.
they are inducing one huge vibrational energy.
And basically, like you said, when a person looks at it, they're not going to get this activation unless they have the higher vibration.
Right, unless they've already, like I would say, this is me saying this, not Ari, but what like I would say is if they were in the place on their path that they came here to walk in order to receive it at that time that it was there. If they are not quite there yet, that means that they need still to do more research. They still need to do more understanding. And then the minute that clicks, it's just like us researching anything, and then suddenly it all clicks, right?
Aha, like an epiphany.
Right. That's when they receive that which they came here to receive, that will put them to work in helping light up the energy of Earth, not just. And he goes, Mom, it even goes beyond Earth.
Oh
It
yeah.
goes beyond birth. He goes, it goes so far beyond Earth. Okay, he's calling us pea brains.
Oh, I know. I'm one of them.
Right, us pea brains can't even begin to comprehend how it affects on such a large on the universe, or because it's infinity. It goes
Oh,
beyond.
yeah. Don't you get high and mighty, boy. You were once a too. Say, is there any
It goes
mathematical?
beyond. It goes beyond capture is the word he's using.
Okay.
Goes, if that makes sense to you. It goes beyond what we would be capable of capturing.
Ah, I got it. Okay. Is there any math to the design of the lines or the tunnels? Like some people see that there's math involved in the pyramid, and a lot of people think that math is sort of a universal language. So in the case of these lines and tunnels, is there math involved or not?
He says yes.
Wow. Any
He said
specific number, like
he,
22 or?
he's given me 1444.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna look that up.
144.
Is that, what does that mean?
It's 144. You find that all over biblically. You find
Oh,
that
okay.
all over 144,000.
Okay.
And
Okay,
then
I'm gonna
he
look that
goes, and that's where the extra 4 is, times 4.
up. Okay.
144 times 4. And what that means, I have no idea.
I don't either. Okay, well, okay, so these Makuchi, they say that they might be descendants of Lemurians. Is that true?
Lemurians. Um,
How do you say it? Lemurians?
yeah, Lemurians, and I'm getting a yes on that. And he's also giving me an image of them. They're very short and squatty.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
giving me and dark complected. He's also I
Yes.
feel like they have dark skin,
Mhm.
and they're like a sweet chocolate. He's saying, like sweet chocolate, Mom, like sweet
Oh,
chocolate.
great.
You know.
Oh, I'm hungry for chocolate. So, these people, the Makushi, describe going in and seeing in the tunnel and seeing molten rock, and that has actually been described in a lot of ancient texts clear across the globe. Can you say anything about that?
Yeah, what is the molten rock? Okay, what he's saying to me is creation. So something about the creation of Earth itself.
Okay.
And that's why you find this no matter where you go on Earth, as they continue, as generations continue their research and their seeking. It is to be found everywhere, this molten rock.
Seemed like they'd be burned by it. I mean, just getting close to it. What's up with that? What is it? It's not. It can't be part of the core. Or is it magma or magma cum laude?
Okay, when you talk about molten rock, he's saying molten rock, not molting. Does that make sense? In other words, it's already cooled down.
Oh, so it's already okay. Well,
It's already cooled down. When they find it, it's already cooled down. But if you were, he's going, Mom, imagine seeing a volcano up close. Okay. And as the molten rock flows, because that's how our mind sees it, we see all this fiery looking stuff coming out of it. What you're talking about in the earth, what is being found and being seen is that which has already been cooled, that help mold and create.
Oh, okay. They also say that these tunnels are lined with obsidian, or at least most of them. We're talking about the Nazca tunnels. Why is that?
Obsidian. That's
Is it man being made or just natural?
That's obsidian is a component of a rare mineral. Is that what that obsidian is?
Obsidian is some sort of rock, I guess. Let me look up the exact meaning while Eric talks on. Obsidian. It looks like it could be. Yeah, it's naturally occurring volcanic glass.
Is it generally blue? Because I'm getting something that's like blue and sparkly.
It's mostly black.
Black.
Naturally
Okay.
occurring volcanic glass formed as an extrusive igneous rock. It's produced when felsic lava, whatever that is, extrudes from a volcano, cools rapidly with minimal crystal growth.
Okay.
So,
So it's thick and heavy.
It's apparently truth enhancing. It's a strongly protective stone. It forms a shield against negativity. It blocks psychic attack and absorbs negative energy from the environment. It draws out mental stress and tension. So was that put there lining the tunnels on purpose?
He goes, if you really stop to think about it, Mom, that would prevent anything from the dark from being absorbed within the tunnels.
Okay.
Anything from the dark is what he's saying, and you know how he feels about the difference between dark, light, and gray.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So anything that would prevent anything with, okay, he's using the word evil intentions or intent.
All right.
To be able to be able to be performed and or used for he's
reasons.
like for satanic reasons and stuff.
Oh,
okay, so it prevents. Yeah, it's like
like that. Okay, so did these aliens, these ancient gods or whatever, did they carve out tunnels that were already in a big massive obsidian, or did they actually carve out tunnels and then line the walls themselves with obsidian or something else?
He's telling me it's all one process, and yes, it was done by what they call the fallen angels.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you mean
the fallen angels are okay, so he's saying that's the biblical term for it, but the fallen angel, that's a biblical term for them. The fallen angels are those that came from the universe onto Earth.
Of the Anunnaki, maybe?
They are called the fallen angels. He says not just the Anunnaki, but those that followed after them.
Ah, yes.
So it's almost like they were.
Could be all sorts of different, yeah.
Yes, he said also those that followed after them.
All right, so how did they create these tunnels?
Energy, Mom.
Oh, just manipulation of energy.
Yeah.
Yep. Was the obsidian already there, or did they energetically create the obsidian on the walls?
He's telling me it was part of the components of Earth itself.
Okay.
So naturally, seeing how we don't know exactly how Earth was formed, that leaves a big question mark in my mind, right?
Yes. Why did they decide to make these tunnels? For protection, or?
They were used, right? They were used for protection in the beginning, because you have to realize what was happening. There was a lot of, he's saying a lot of misunderstanding, which brings what? Fear.
Yes.
Not understanding what was going on. It gave them a place to go. It's almost as though it was pre-planned. It was all part of the major design of the first peoples. He's like using that expression, the first peoples.
Yes. Yeah.
He makes me feel like if and when you entered this place, these tunnels, these places, he also makes me. It's like Because it's like a human taking drugs to calm themselves down. Like
Oh.
somebody who is hypertensive or really, and they take a narcotic to calm themselves down. This
Mhm.
would happen when um, he's not really using the word human beings, but he's using the beings would
Okay.
enter into that. And somehow another knowledge came to them from going into them.
Oh, interesting. So these are hybrids, or they're pure, or they aliens, or of various types, or both?
I'm getting hybrids.
Okay.
I'm getting
Um,
hybrids.
all right. Now, they also, scientists have actually been in these tunnels in Peru, and they see these beings that are frozen into the walls. WTF, man? What is that?
Yeah.
And they also have seen like anywhere from they're guessing between 200 and 500 alien ships. Can you
Inside.
talk about that?
Inside.
Yes. Well,
Inside.
the tunnels apparently have side rooms too. And I think maybe those big cavities are where I don't know what's in them beside the crafts, but I don't even know how wide the tunnels are. If a UFO, a spacecraft could fit in there. But yeah, can you tell me about the beings frozen in the walls and the alien ships?
Wow. Okay, hang on. Let's see what he's going to show me. He says it's kind of like what getting caught in the wrong place at the right time.
Okay.
If that makes any sense, getting caught at the wrong in the wrong place.
Oh, while they were energetically making the tunnels, did some actually get embedded
Right.
in the?
Yeah, that's how he makes me feel. It was like it's almost like that a lot happened inside of the tunnels that
Yeah.
was not expected to happen. However, he said there was still a purpose for it, and the purpose was or is for future knowledge.
Yeah. So us humans could say, "Oh, wow, there are
Yes.
aliens." Is that it?
Yes.
Part of disclosure?
Yes.
Poor little guys. They're dead, I guess, right?
Unlike us, we sign a contract.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
we come with a contract. They came with a contract as well. He says when you because I'm asking, they're hybrids. Do they really have a soul contract? And he goes, yes, everything has a soul contract.
No. Were some of them straight, full on, aliens that were not mixed with humans?
Those that were, he's saying, yes, those that were in the ships,
Okay. When you think,
okay, were the alien, they were 100% alien beings.
ah,
Those that were hybrids were not in. He's saying, we're not in the ships.
well,
Those that were hybrid were out of the ships.
okay. Now, when you
And
say hybrids, I'm assuming you mean alien human hybrids.
human,
But
right.
yeah,
I'm assuming that too, but
understand.
he's saying that hybrids can also be two different alien people coming together, not necessarily human and an alien or species, other species. Two species joining together can also be categorized as a hybrid.
Ah, so when you talk about hybrids in the tunnels, are you talking about like
He's saying both, Mom.
both? So it could be a blue avian mixed with a something or other, a reptilian, that kind of thing?
Yeah, but he's also saying that we need to remind ourselves that back when all of this was happening, we didn't really have names for any of them.
Okay.
Those are something that is materialized in future generations.
Kind of cool because whoever they is very smart because they say a lot of stuff, but they say that back in the super ancient times, humans coexisted with aliens and it was like nothing. Just totally like, okay,
Well,
cool.
the thing about it is what he's saying to me, and what he's showing me. He's showing me that the original human being was designed as a worker bee or an ant.
Exactly. From
Okay,
one of the Anunnaki gods and his
right. And then their DNA was changed because of something that you've mentioned before. The I don't know how to label them.
Inca, Enki was the one who, along with I guess Sophia, whatever, changed our put in a chromosome 2 and a PPI molecule. I don't know. That's in another YouTube, you guys. Check it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so that's
Yeah.
originally what happened, and then that's what happened with the generations that or the sequences that you're talking about now. They had already been changed. Is basically what he's saying.
I
That
got
had already been changed. They had that new chromosome or whatever it is in their
okay.
DNA had already been done, and he's saying like many generations back.
So these lines that activate, does it activate like junk DNA? Is that what it is, or something else?
You mean he's saying when you visually see them or
Yeah.
when you touch them or walk them?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever. I mean, all of the above. I mean, if your vibration is high enough that you can be activated.
Yeah.
Exactly, activate.
He's saying mostly it opens up their crown
Oh,
chakra for communication.
okay.
Okay. He says that's more than it's more that than anything. And that's where the word we go back to a few frames back here, knowledge.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So they were gaining knowledge that they had been held back from.
Ah,
So too can happen today for somebody who is not awakened and makes contact with these
okay.
lines, okay? They too can receive
Okay.
that knowledge. In other words, it kind of like where I am now, I know so much more than I did 5 years ago.
Wow.
Knowledge.
That would be so cool to take a spiritual girls trip over there, girl.
Let's go.
Uh,
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Now, I've heard that these crafts in the tunnels actually respond to speech, and they can change, they can remold themselves, and thought can be used to, where you want to go, and it goes there. Can you speak about that, Mr. Eric?
Okay, so are you talking about this is happening in this day and age?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Okay.
crafts in there.
Okay, so he's using the term time travel,
Okay.
but that would not happen to just a common person who happened to walk into there. That would have to be a very special vibration in that person.
So it's biometrically turned on. You had to have the right biometrics or vibration or something like that.
Yeah, it's almost like you would have to have an invitation.
Okay.
Is how he's making me feel. It's not like you and I could walk in there and we could just put our hand on it and say, okay, fine, we want to go back to 20 before BC or whatever,
Right.
He says it's much more complicated and much more he's showing me wires coming together, a connection, a major connection of some sort. It's not something that is going to be used by the expression he's using is a layman.
Okay. Is it we have to have a certain energy print?
Actually, he's making it more like a permission.
I see. So if you kind of like, hey, aliens, I love you. I'm on your side. Please let me have this craft remolded to the shape of a bunny rabbit or something. Or
I'm not getting that at all. I'm
okay.
getting that it's much more involved than that.
Okay. So we probably don't have the language to even understand it. So
yeah.
But apparently it can. The aliens would use thought to make it go to wherever, whether it's to another place in the universe, or another time. So that's kind of cool.
He said, Mom, that's what we do where I am.
Oh, I know.
Everything is done by thought. Yeah, everything is done by thought. So if you put that thought together with what you're saying,
yeah,
that's it.
that's true. All right, now I said that the tunnels, I don't know how long they are, but how wide are they in most of them on average?
Okay, you're talking about width, so I'm asking about the width. It makes me feel like they're rather narrow when you think about the size of what could go there. He's making me feel like it's very narrow, like 4.5, 5, 6 foot, maybe 8
Okay,
foot.
that's what I got in my mind too. Wow.
Yeah. But they're, and he's also making me feel at the same time they really run long distance.
Oh,
He's he's like saying inner earth, inner earth. He's
yeah.
calling it
We talked
inner
about
earth.
hollow earth and stuff. So the ones in Peru, how long do they go on? How many miles or kilometers? You know, I mean, maybe they shoot off in different directions. I don't know. That's fine, but
Well,
in
let's see
total,
what he shows me. Distance, many, 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 many miles. Um, he's showing me almost like as you go into them. This is really weird. So bear with me. As you go into them, you come to a point. You've gone many, many miles. Let's just say you come to a point that it looks like there's a wall there.
okay.
But when you get to the wall, it opens up.
Wow. If you think it open, or if you have permission, or if you have the right vibration, something like that.
Yeah, it's all permission. He goes back to permission. If you have permission to continue, that wall will open up. And it just like vanishes. It's like you're
Wow.
almost there and you think, oh, and you see like, oh, there's a wall there. But then as you get closer, there isn't a wall there. So I don't know if it's just perceived as a wall or if it truly, truly is a wall.
Well, what is it, Eric?
He's using the word permission. You have to have
Okay. It's like
um,
that's like a video game. But
I
here,
know it does, doesn't it? But I'm asking him now, what do you mean by permission? Is it vibration? Is it frequency? Is it knowledge? What is it? What is the key? Um, okay, so he goes, for that which you have come to learn. And I'm like, okay, why would any of us want to go in there and learn? What are we going to learn that we can't already learn?
good question.
It opens the door to the ancient knowledge of life, ancient knowledge of life. And that's why he's saying, and that's why your vibration has to be in the right place. It's almost like you have to be not really a scholar. That's not really the right word, but yet it makes me
Evolved enough as a soul?
yeah, I think
Okay.
that maybe that's what it is. It's not like wow, I want to go there because I would like to have all that knowledge. Thank you,
Me
Eric.
too. Wow. Oh,
I'm asking him, will we qualify? Will your mom and I qualify for this?
yeah.
Yes. Will we qualify for this? I don't know. He said, and this is really stupid. I don't know how it fits. He goes, it depends on how long you can hold your breath.
Okay, well, I'll get to that. That's interesting. So, here it says, I wrote down that the openings are protected by an electromagnetic field. I don't know if it's the openings to the dead end wall or the portal entrance on the surface. But that's what you talked about with the Makushi tribe, how they
Yeah, the energetic, if they have to be, it has to be an energetic, vibrational, um, very precise. He makes me feel like it has to be extremely precise in order to pass through. So therefore, all those things that are found on the other side would have to be matched up with, it gave you the right to go in to begin with.
All right, so that makes sense. So basically, our vibration, if it's just right, will manipulate that electromagnetic field
To
to
allow you to enter.
allow us to enter. Is that
Yeah.
it? Oh,
Yes.
so cool. All right. So the tunnels, they have side rims and that are cavities. And of course, Eric, you said that some were made by many governments. Others were, I guess, not. And some of them have the crafts. And what are those cavities for? beside, a hangar for the alien ships.
Okay, you're still talking about the same tunnels. You're talking about.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So why were they actually, the big question is, why were they created to begin with?
Yeah. These
Right.
cavities, yeah.
Um, hang on a minute. Lawnmower going by. Okay, so what I'm seeing is, and this makes no sense to me again, but if you were to take a box of earthworms
Okay.
and you turn the earthworms upside down and you let them go in all these different directions,
Mm-hmm.
that is what he's showing me. God. So, but what was their purpose? I'm asking, so what were their purpose? That's how they were created. So what was their purpose?
Like little Pac-Man machines or.
Yeah, it's almost like, yeah. So what was the purpose of them? I'm missing this.
Well, were the aliens, was it a living quarters for different creatures? Or, and of course, to house the UFO, I mean, the spaceships.
Okay, so he's making me feel like what was inside. Okay, he's saying, all right, he's showing me a little bit more now. He's showing me, okay, Mom, it's just like you've seen the videos of the spaceships going into the water
Yeah.
and going in. He says that basically the same thing was happening with these things. So it was like a housing, like a base,
Ah,
Does that make sense? Like a base.
okay.
Where are these ships that are going into these lakes, into these large bodies of water going? They're going to a base.
Yeah,
It was originally a base.
I got you.
Okay. So just like he's saying, just like when we go into our house,
Mm-hmm.
we have a bedroom here, we have a bedroom here, or you go into a big building where, like on Fifth Avenue buildings, and you have all these different directions of all these different, it's the same thing. Everything had a purpose. Everything had a purpose. Everything housed something. He's telling me that they lived there for generations after generations after generations.
Well, they say there's still creatures down there, and that these creatures cannot survive on the Earth's surfaces.
On the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of okay. So that makes more sense. That's what he's making me feel, is that it's still being used, just like these underwater bases. He's calling them bases,
Mm-hmm.
are used.
Like an army base, almost.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Outpost,
it's
yeah.
like a military army base for them, which is not human. Is that what you're saying? Which is not human? He's kind of going, well, yes and no.
So hybrids and purebred.
Yeah, but I'm also feeling like there's humans that go in there too.
Well, scientists have gone in there.
So now I'm feeling that people that suddenly disappear.
Oh, yeah.
Abductions?
Okay.
People are abducted and taken there.
Why?
As well. Yeah, why? The evolution of humanity? But I thought humanity was just us. We called humans.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the words he's giving me is the new human.
Okay.
The new
So they're
human.
taking the new DNA modified human down there?
Yeah, they're creating the new human, the next human.
Wow.
Like they created us and we've the evolution of our creation, where we were first came to life. We were dummies. We knew nothing. We had no emotions. We had no knowledge. We had no nothing. And then we got upgraded. Let's use the word upgraded. He says you get upgraded, and every so
Like an iPhone.
thousand, yeah, you get upgraded every so millenniums.
Okay.
Another upgrade that's going on. So this is like the new human, which is what many people call the hybrid, but also what is happening in these. And he's telling me it's happening in so many different places because different extraterrestrial communities, worlds, whatever you want to call them, are all doing their own experiments. It's kind of like the rush between China and the US. Who's going to get it first?
Yeah.
Who's going to get it right? And who's going to get it first? He says it's like a competition, Mom.
So, do they take these human-ish or hybrids against their will?
He says some of them have a contract to do that, but not all of them. No.
Okay. So, what do they breed the humans together with another species, or what goes on?
Almost, he makes me feel like it's more mechanical than that.
Oh, like inserting a RNA virus that splices a gene, that kind of thing, like gene therapy.
What's IT intelligence?
Artificial intelligence.
Yes, like artificial intelligence. Somehow or another, wanting to create a human being that is part artificial intelligent and part human.
Oh, wow.
Or
Like,
or hybrid, a hybrid human with artificial intelligence. And there is this big race to produce the perfect new human.
for what reason? As soldiers, something bad, or to make the world a better place?
No, he says it's just a freaking competition is all it is.
Well, what's the intended use of these new humans? Human 3.0 or whatever.
He says you hear people talk about New Earth all the time.
Uh-huh.
These are specimens for what they call New Earth. So yes, you're right.
Okay, so they will populate the new Earth with these new humans.
Right, and we won't know the difference from us to them.
Well, the ones who were abducted, will they go back to the surface and like, oh my God, what's happened?
No, they won't. They're just using their genetic material.
Oh, so they just kill them, or they just?
When they're done with them, there's nothing left.
Oh, God!
That's how he makes me feel. They're used for they're used as our labs use mice and monkeys and stuff like that. That's all we are to them.
All right, so they say there's a complex underground in Ecuador. I don't know what that is. The energy apparently is different. This Emery Smith went there. He's a scientist. There's a bioluminescence there. They're completely different animals and insects. Apparently, a alien craft crashed there and built around it. They made their own fauna and flora. Everything lights up. There's fluid running through all the stems of the plants, and the craft apparently is made of this palpable light, but it's not blinding light. Can you talk about that?
Okay, so what he's showing me is that at certain times of the year in certain places, and I don't know what places they are, you see this in the ocean.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's very much like that. It's created by the molecules and I don't know why cells, but molecules and cells and everything just has to be right as far as the atmosphere goes. He's telling me what you're talking about and what you're describing to me is almost like an inner planet creating itself.
Okay.
A planet within a planet is what he's saying.
So cool.
And he's also saying that they take stuff out there for genetic testing
Okay.
and coding
Ah, yeah.
and for knowledge. So there, he makes me feel like a lot of scientists have been there, if that makes sense,
Yeah,
or
true.
people who,
Yeah.
yeah, people who go and they take specimens from it.
Okay.
So, but I'm asking him, okay, everything around is living, but is there something like us that's living there? Is there something? Is there an alien
Humanoid.
that's living there,
Yeah.
or
What?
hybrids or whatever? Is
Yeah.
something living in there that we could feel, touch, and talk to? He says no.
So it's pretty much just like animals and plants, just that are not from the earth.
Yes, that's how he's making me say it. It's like an inner earth.
So did
Um,
the craft bring the seeds or whatever, the DNA, etc., some of the animals to populate that inner planet? Did it come from the craft that crashed?
yes, he's saying this is something. He's saying this is something from within the ship that escaped the ship upon destruction. If that makes
Oh,
any sense, I don't know.
yeah. Did it crash on purpose or was it just Houston, we got a problem?
He says it was more like Houston, we got a problem.
Oh gosh.
Okay, but somebody had to be on it. Was it? And he said no, nobody was on it.
Oh, so it was just like almost like a drone. It was not controlled by an actual alien being.
Right, it was controlled from another planet.
Okay. Now back to the creatures that are still living in the Nazca tunnels that can't survive on the Earth's surface. Can you describe them?
Okay, let's see if he shows them to me. He makes me feel like there's no part of them that's human.
Okay.
So like we wouldn't see them as human, we'd see them more as um, almost like a spider.
Okay. But
Like it has more than, like we have 4 limbs, and it's more like it has 6 or 8 limbs to it.
okay.
Um,
Is that the only type of creature? I mean, of course, there are human hybrids and stuff like that in these big side rooms, I guess. But
Well, the one that has to stay there that you're talking
oh,
about,
that okay, I got it. I
that
understand. Yeah, yeah.
that's kind of what he's showing me. And the face, he's kind of like showing me the face of it, and it kind of looks like a cross between a bee and a spider.
Okay. Is it? Are they happy where they are?
He's saying they don't know the difference. This is,
Oh, did they originate there, or did they come from another planet?
well, I'm asking if they mate and if they can, if
Oh, yeah, yeah.
they breed and they mate, and
Yeah.
they're, are they evolving? Are they evolving is my main
Yeah.
question. Are they evolving
Mhm. Great question. Yeah.
into something else? He says they've been there for like 2,000 years.
Okay. Did they
So
come from?
yeah, they're breeding.
Yeah. Okay.
He said they're more like what we would call a pest.
Okay. So, but did they originate inside the Earth? Probably not, right? I mean, or did they originate from another planet? And if so, what star system?
Okay, so you're saying another planet.
Okay.
How did they get here though?
Probably on a UFO. I'm an alien.
Right? He said on a craft.
Yeah.
On a craft.
That's good. That's fine. Now,
Unintentional, he says.
ah, all right. Well, will they ever cause any trouble? Do we have to call an Orkin consult here?
Nope.
No. No, because they can't survive on the Earth's surface. Well,
Nope.
okay. So, this complex underground thing created by this crashed craft.
Craft.
Hard to say. How big an area, all told, is this? Is it like
The craft itself?
no the whole biome? This with the new fauna and flora.
How big is it, Eric?
How voluminous? You could. Is it as big as our house? Is it as big as, Yankee
Bigger.
Stadium?
It's bigger than our house. He's like giving me. You said stadium, so he's like 3 football fields.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's big.
Wow.
It's big. It takes up a lot of space, and he also makes me feel like it keeps growing.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Can you describe maybe a couple of the types of animals and maybe a couple of the types of plants? And then I have just 2 or 3 questions left.
Okay, so he's giving me an image of like a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, what is that movie with the blue people in it? Avatar.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, he says, Mom, think about Avatar and think about that only in a smaller
Okay.
Avatar. We always like, he goes just in a little bit smaller, but all the different animals. He's showing me some kind of a bird, or what we would call a bird, but only it stays like on the level area. It doesn't. I don't get the sense that it flies. But also, like just like what we would have here, like crickets and frogs and
Okay.
insects, like insects.
Any intelligent life?
He said it's all intelligent life.
Well, I mean, self-aware, sentient, and self-aware consciousness.
He said yes.
Wow, interesting. Can they survive on the Earth's surface? Any of them?
He says some could.
Okay.
Yes, some could.
Okay.
So I'm asking him, so is there oxygen in this thing?
Yeah.
And he goes, yes. Okay.
Okay. Of course, there are other areas, these are similar underground things in parts of the world with tunnels and portals. And are there other underground biomes that exist? And this one, basically, that we were talking about in Ecuador, actually was one that did crack open and mix with our stuff, our flora and fauna, I guess.
So your question is, are there more?
Well, I mean, is that true? First of all, did this Ecuadorian underground complex did it really just crack open and their shit mixed with our, their flora and fauna and stuff mixed with ours?
Eric? Okay, he's saying yes, but then there was an immediate roundup.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
he said
come
yes.
on back here.
But there was an immediate yes, an immediate roundup.
Okay.
But why? I mean, I don't understand why. This is very curious to me. I guess I better get on Gaia.
Maybe the cracking open is like part of this getting bigger thing that Eric commented on. But anyway, that's fine. So I'm sure there are other underground biomes, are there? Throughout the world?
Yes.
Less than 10? What do you think?
He's telling me that there's thousands.
Ooh, wow. Of varying sizes, I guess, huh? But all with non-earthly critters.
Yeah, he goes, Mom, they call it inner Earth.
Okay, well, we have a thing on that's yet to be. So, all right. So last question. There's one biome that's only water, it's filled with water, and the bunch of scientists went in, scuba gear and stuff, but one died because he used up all his oxygen, panicking when he sees this big ET, or I don't know if it's big, an ET in the portal. And apparently that portal is to the 5th dimensional hollow earth. There's a physical hollow earth, but there's a 5th dimensional hollow earth as well. Can you tell me, first of all, is that true? Poor guy.
What he's telling me is that this particular person who lost their life was hallucinating for lack of oxygen.
Oh, yeah, he
and
ran a
therefore the
oxygen,
fear.
apparently, because he was panicking.
Yeah.
And sucked
And
it all down. Yeah.
right. And he's telling me that it was an hallucination that he had while being oxygen deprived, that it wasn't physically there.
So he didn't see some weird portal?
He may have seen it, but it was created here.
Oh, okay, so there was nothing weird, like an
No,
ET.
that's
That
what
was
he's
taken
saying.
to the portal.
Yeah, he's saying that this was his imagination that because of the lack of oxygen
Fun.
going to his brain.
I want the story that he saw ET. But
Sorry, that's what
thank
our,
you.
that's his answer.
Okay. Well,
And he's
thank
smiling.
you.
He's smiling about it too. When you ask the
Okay.
question, he's smiling about it.
Thank you, Linda. I love you. I love you, Eric. Linda, tell the peeps out there who you are and how they can find you.
Well, I'm Linda Lee, and I have a website that's called channelingbylindalee.com, and I channel all things spirit
And light language, too.
and light language. Yes,
Cool.
yes. I have a Facebook page called. I have a Facebook group called Light Language by Linda Lee group on
That's
Facebook.
awesome.
They
And
can find me there. Either place they can find me.
yeah, you guys look up the radio show that we did where she actually said some light language that we could upload and really.
Yes. And my light language can help with DNA activation, light language activation. It can help heal mind, body, spirit, and soul. Those things that you're ready for. So I have light language for all of those as well. And I make them each up personally using your energy.
That is so cool. So I will put her information in a title thing right here, people. Goodbye. Thank you, Linda.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Eric.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.